right, there is, let's see. There's a sheath for Cato, a BC special, a BC special, a BC special, and here's 3 of the webbings. And now let's go out here and see how my kydex is working out. I've got fans everywhere. It smells so musty and really bad in this trailer, and I got 3 fans in that room sucking air in and just trying to move it around out of here. There's one over there, and one right here. So let me tell you how I do this. I have a knife in here right now. What I do is I take these, I put them in my oven, and I let them get good and pliable. There is no hard, set, fast way. I just open this and I take my gloves and I reach in there and I flex them. And you've got to take them out before they start melting. And I can't tell you when that is. You just got to mess with it. So then I take them over here when they're good and hot and flexible, and I put them in my kydex press, one side up like this. You know, these have an inside and an outside. The shiny side is the inside, and the flat non-shiny side is the outside. So let's show you what I got here. Oh. Just a minute. I know you're not looking at nothing. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this just like that for now, because in a little while I trace out, and we'll get to that. So let me go ahead and start this. And I put the flat side down, shiny side up, just so when I take them out, I'm not wondering which side is which. Okay, so I'll leave them in there. It's about 10 minutes, you know, and I'll be back. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, I'm fixing to check this. Well, probably another minute or maybe 2. There we go. All right, we'll be back in, I give it about 20 minutes to form and then cool down. All right, I got 3 BC specials. That's these. I got a Cato cut out. That's this. This is Teresa's. And now I'm fixing to go build those kydex sheaths. It ought to be cooled down by now. And I'm fixing to go ahead and drill them, put my grommets in, get them shaped. Oh, I forgot to turn this off. Doggone it. This thing's been on this whole time. Jeez. All right, let me get this out of here. All right, this is Jesse's, that's Eric's. And now what I do is I take my pencil and I draw an outline and of where I want this to end up, the size of the sheath, you know. And I always draw a little wider. That way when I cut it, I cut my pencil marks off. And I mark out my holes where I want my grommets, and I mark up here, you know, how I want this to look. And the thing is, you want to leave enough where your knife snaps in, but it's not so hard to pull it out. You want it to snap in and hold it firmly, but you don't want it to be so hard to pull out that, you know, it'll pull your neck off. So it's always best to cut a little outside your line when you're talking about the retention cut, and pull the knife out a few times, see if you like it. If it's too tight, cut a little bit more off. There's also another way. If it's too tight and you don't want to cut any more off, you can heat this up with a heat gun and you know, pull the knife out and loosen it up some. Also, if you do end up cutting too much off, you can heat it up with a heat gun and you can press in the kydex around the areas that hold the knife in. You know, there's very little you can do to make a kydex sheath unusable, except cut it too small. You can because you can't add if you cut it too small. So err on the side of cutting too big, and then work your way in. And you can work your way in with a sander, or, you know, that's how I do it. I cut off what I know I don't want. I put my grommets in, and then I sand it the shape I want. And so far I haven't screwed any up. So, knock on wood. Now it's going to happen, I guess, huh? All right, let me get these marked out. And here's another thing. You want this top and bottom to match absolutely perfectly. So what I do is I drill a couple holes and put my first two grommets in, and then I separate this and pull my knife out. That way the top one isn't moving away from the bottom one. All right, let me get to work on this. All right, I have this roughly marked out. What I want to do now is drill my two holes here, get my grommets in, hammer them in, take this knife out, and then cut around here and put my other four grommets in, and then slide the knife in and see if I like the tension. If it's too tight, I'll bring this down a little bit, and there we go. So let me get these two in. Okay, I got my two grommets in there, and they look good on the back. And this is your anvil, and here's how you spread the grommets. The grommets, here they are. They go in them little holes. And then occasionally, something like this happens. So now I've got to get this out of there and put another one in. It'll split. And they say good grommets don't do that. But, you know, I've bought a few different brands, and I haven't figured out what good grommets are, because I do still have this occasionally. I know what not to buy, Chinese crap. Anyway, let me get that out of there, and then I'll take these knives out of here, cut this. All right, that one's roughly shaped. Now, yeah, it pops in there and holds it really, really nice. And now I take it in there to my buffer, and I dress these edges up real nice so it looks like one solid piece. Let me go do that and I'll show you. Actually, stick this in my pocket. You can come with me. Well, I got it cut on my bandsaw right here, and I've got the grommets in there. Now I'm going to put it on this, clean it up, and I hope it's not too much of a vibration. Alright, now we go put it on the buffer. And for those that are wondering, I use pink scratchless compound on my buffer for this kydex. Oh yeah, that's a good firm hold. Alright, let me clean this up with some acetone. And then I put a little bit of Armor All on this just to make it shiny. And then I put the flat dark earth cord on there. And I'll put the edge on them. Man, I have got a lot done. It's only 10:30. Jeez. I got 2 sheaths made and strung, and I mean, I do have to put the edges on, but that's a whole nubba level. I got 4 sheaths cut out. Yeah, 4, right? Yeah. And it's 10:38, so what do you think, Bracy? Do I deserve a cup of coffee? I think I deserve a cup of coffee. Yep, let's go have a cup.